What if a camera could push beyond everything currently considered professional, not by a small margin, but by a massive leap in resolution that changes how images are captured, edited, and delivered? That is exactly the kind of discussion surrounding the rumored Hasselblad X3D 150C. Even though it has not been officially announced, and there are no confirmed specifications or launch details, it has already become one of the most talked about names in high-end photography. What makes this even more unusual is that the excitement is building around something that technically does not exist yet in the official sense, only through leaks, industry whispers, and repeated patterns of speculation from multiple sources. Before going deeper, it is important to be clear that everything currently known about this camera is unverified. There has been no official confirmation from Hasselblad, no press event, and no finalized specification sheet. Every detail circulating online is based on rumors, early development claims, or interpretations of industry activity. That means the final product, if it arrives, could look very different, or in some cases, may not include some of the features currently being discussed. Still, what makes the situation interesting is not a single isolated rumor, but the fact that multiple independent sources appear to be pointing in a similar direction, which has captured the attention of the photography community. To understand why the rumored Hasselblad X3D 150C is creating so much noise, it helps to look at where Hasselblad stands in the modern camera world. Unlike brands that compete aggressively in autofocus speed, burst rates, or hybrid video features, Hasselblad operates in a very specific space. It is a company focused almost entirely on image quality, color science, and medium format depth. Their current flagship system, the Hasselblad X3D 150C, already represents one of the most refined photographic tools available today. It features a 100 megapixel medium format sensor, extremely high dynamic range, and a signature color rendering style that is widely respected in professional photography circles. This camera is not designed for fast action, sports, or casual everyday shooting. Instead, it is used in controlled, high-end environments such as fashion campaigns, luxury advertising, commercial studio shoots, and fine art photography. In these fields, image quality is everything, and speed is secondary. That context is important, because when rumors suggest a jump from 100 megapixels to 150 megapixels, it is not just a minor specification upgrade. In medium format terms, that is a significant generational shift. The most discussed feature of the Hasselblad X3D 150C is, of course, its rumored 150 megapixel sensor. At first glance, this might sound like just a numerical increase, but in reality, it represents a massive increase in image data captured per frame. A sensor of this size would record an extraordinary level of detail, capturing fine textures, subtle tonal variations, and micro-contrast differences that smaller systems simply cannot reproduce in the same way. In practical terms, this level of resolution offers several major advantages. One of the most important is cropping flexibility. Photographers could reframe their images significantly in post-production while still retaining extremely high usable quality. This is especially useful in commercial workflows where a single image might need multiple compositions for different formats or advertising layouts. Another major benefit is print capability. A 150 megapixel file can be printed at extremely large physical sizes without visible loss of detail, making it ideal for billboards, gallery exhibitions, and high-end editorial work. The third advantage is micro-detail reproduction, which is crucial in industries like luxury product photography, automotive advertising, and fine art documentation, where every surface texture and reflection matters. However, This level of resolution also raises a very important question: how much is too much at some point? Increasing megapixels becomes less about practical necessity and more about pushing technological boundaries. A sensor of this scale generates extremely large files, which puts pressure on every part of the imaging pipeline from capture to storage to editing. This is where performance becomes just as important as resolution. According to current rumors, the Hasselblad X3D 150C is expected to include a significantly improved internal processing system. This would be necessary to handle the massive data load generated by a 150 megapixel sensor. Improvements are expected in overall processing speed, buffer capacity, write performance to high-speed memory cards, and general responsiveness when shooting continuously. Without these upgrades, such a high-resolution system would quickly become slow and inefficient in real-world use. Medium-format cameras have always faced a trade-off between image quality and speed. They produce stunning results but are often slower in operation compared to full-frame systems. One of the key expectations for this rumored model is that it may help reduce that gap, making high-resolution medium-format shooting feel more fluid and responsive than before. Autofocus is another area that has historically limited Hasselblad systems. While the brand excels in controlled studio environments where subjects are static, it has often lagged behind competitors in fast-moving or unpredictable shooting situations. That is why rumored improvements to autofocus in the X3D generation are getting so much attention. Expected upgrades include better subject detection, improved eye tracking accuracy, and enhanced low-light focusing performance. If these improvements are implemented effectively, they could significantly expand how photographers use the system. Instead of being limited mainly to studio and still life work, the camera could become more viable for documentary, environmental portrait, and even some types of event photography. That would represent a meaningful shift in how Hasselblad positions its flagship systems. Video capability is another area surrounded by speculation. Traditionally, Hasselblad has not prioritized video in its medium format cameras. The focus has always been still photography. However, the broader industry trend is moving toward hybrid workflows, where photographers are often expected to deliver both high-end images and video content. Because of that shift, there are rumors that the X3D may include improved video features compared to its predecessor. If the Hasselblad X3D 150C does arrive, it will not just be another camera release. It will be a statement about where high-end photography is heading and whether there is still room for pushing resolution boundaries even further in a world already filled with powerful imaging tools.